Hello students, I am Dinesh Udupi. Let us continue with the paper Molecular Biology, Evolution and Ethology of 6th semester, and this is session number 8, and the topic going to be covered is Gene Therapy and Human Genome Project. Now, gene therapy. What is gene therapy? Gene therapy is an experimental technique for treating disease by altering the patient's genetic material. Most often, gene therapy works by introducing a healthy copy of a defective gene into the patient's cell. So, we all know that there are so many diseases which are caused due to the functioning of the gene, faulty functioning of the gene, or fault in structure of the gene, where the normal gene is mutated. So, in such cases where correcting the gene structure will lead to the correct functioning of the gene, and the disease can be cured. So in such cases, gene therapy is going to work. So what they are going to do in gene therapy is it is a technique where either they are going to replace the faulty gene with the uh, correct gene, or they are going to repair the faulty or mutated gene so that it becomes normal and functions normally. Now, gene therapy replaces a faulty gene or adds a new gene in an attempt to cure disease or improve your body's ability to fight disease. Gene therapy holds promise for treating a wide range of diseases such as cancer, cystic fibrosis, heart disease, diabetes, hemophilia, and AIDS. Now, gene therapy, even though it is in its infancy, but the gene therapy holds cure. So it holds hope for cure for many deadly diseases or conditions like cancer, fibrosis, heart diseases, and manageable disorders like diabetes, etc. Now, gene therapy can be achieved by replacing the mutated genes with normal genes, or fixing the mutated genes. So, or you can also call it as repairing the mutated gene. And one more way is making diseased cells more evident to the immune system. Say, for example, the cell which is infected, or the cell which has become cancerous, right? The malignant cell. So, if such cells are made more evident to the immune system is going to destroy them. So the immune system is going to identify them as abnormal cells. And if those cells are destroyed, then the condition which is going to be created by such abnormal cells can be avoided. So these are the things which can be done using the gene therapy. Okay, that's about the gene therapy, which holds a hope for the future medicinal practice. Now let us move on to another concept, that is Human Genome Project, which is in short called HGP. Now the Human Genome Project was a very ambitious project. Uh, it was a 13-year-long publicly funded project initiated in 1990 with the objective of determining the DNA sequence of the entire euchromatic human genome within 15 years. So this project was undertaken by the United States of America. It is mainly funded by US, and also it is funded by some other countries. So this is a project where they wanted to sequence the complete DNA of the human genome. So you know that human uh, cells are made up of 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, and 22 are autosomes, and then the allosomes include one X and one Y chromosome. So this project's aim was to sequence the DNA present in all these chromosomes. So it is nothing but the project to understand or find out the the nucleotide sequence of the human DNA. So as I told you, it was a very big project which lasted about 13 years, and it was very ambitious project involving many countries, including the main funding country, that is United States, European countries, and many other countries. Thousands of scientists worked on this project, and hundreds of laboratories were involved in this particular project. Now, this picture depicts the timeline starting from 1990 up to the 2001 when the result was published, and then some developments in 2002 and 2003. So the work was done in the Human Genome Project. They actually separated the DNA and sequenced the DNA using different kinds of techniques. Now the problem was in that period of time, the tools of sequencing were not that advanced. But nowadays, we have the sequencers which can do the thing within few days. So what the scientists, hundreds, thousands of scientists did for 13 years, nowadays it can be done within few weeks. So that is the ability of the instruments which are now available. But the problem was at that time those instruments were not available, but still they used the existing techniques and did that work. So the International Human Genome Sequencing Consortium published their results in Nature in 2001. And another thing we have to remember is a company called Celera Genomics. So that company also took the same work simultaneously, and it was, you can think it as a parallel work. But the thing is, Celera Genomics did that particular work on its own. So the funding was done by the Celera Genomics company itself, and they also published the results in Science in the same year. Now, the data published by Celera Genomics and the International Human Genome Sequencing Consortium was almost same with little bit differences, right? Now, some points regarding Human Genome Project. The Human Genome contains 3146.7 million nitrogen bases. The average gene size is 3000 bases. Total number of genes estimated is 30,000 to 40,000. Nowadays, we have reduced this number. So the approximate number of genes is still less than this particular number. The order of 99.9% of nucleotides is the same in all people. So even though we differ from each other individually, all of us, all the human beings have same type of DNA. So 99.9% of DNA is same in all humans, all individuals. So we differ only by 0.1%. So that is the result we got after this Human Genome Project is over. So of the discovered genes, the function of more than half is unknown. So in the Human Genome Project, they discovered the genes, the functional genes, but more than half of the genes function is yet to be identified, right? So they identified many genes which are associated with different types of diseases like cancer, blindness, etc. Now, of course, a lot of work with the help of bioinformatics and other tools is being taken, and most of the genes, so they are identified, their function is identified, so the work is going on. But we are talking about what we got, what the result we got when the results were published after the Human Genome Project. So about 2% of genome codes instruction for the synthesis of protein. So only 2% of genome is involved in protein coding. So repeated sequences make up 50% of the genome. So Our DNA is very big molecule, but 50% of that DNA is nothing but repeated sequences. Chromosome 1 has 2968 genes, whereas Y chromosome has 231 genes. So we know that Y chromosome is a very small gene, and we thought it has very few genes, which is mainly associated with sex determination. But uh, when the Human Genome Project was over, we came to know that it has about 231 genes. Humans have only twice number of genes of the fly. So simultaneously they have sequenced the genome of fly like Drosophila. And what we came to know is the genome, the number of genes is only double compared to the number of genes present in the small fly. So humans have 3 times as many proteins as fly or worms. So we have around 2 to 3 times more number of proteins compared to the fly or a particular worm. And most of the gene families are same compared to the other type of organisms. So there are so many other results and interpretations of the Human Genome Project. Now some of the potential applications of Human Genome Project. Now the most important thing is after the Human Genome Project is over, the nucleotide sequence is put in a database, and that database is made available to everybody freely. Okay, so the same database is available through the internet. Anybody can access to that data. That's what we discussed in one of our previous sessions where we studied the bioinformatics. So the bioinformatics tools are helping to interpret this big data which is obtained during the Human Genome Project. So future applications of Human Genome Project can be in molecular medicine, and as far as environment is concerned, so energy resources and environmental applications, risk assessment of the human beings, bioarchaeology, anthropology, evolution, and human migration. So in these fields, in the study of these particular fields, the knowledge of Human Genome Project or the sequence of uh, DNA can be used. So DNA forensics is another field where the Human Genome Project results can be used. So agriculture, livestock breeding, and uh, other fields uh, are also can be benefited by the knowledge we obtained from the Human Genome Project. Now that's about the gene therapy and Human Genome Project in this particular session. So I request the students to search in the internet in detail about the gene therapy techniques. I mean the theoretical aspects of the gene therapy. So the students are advised to study on their own. And if you are interested in knowing more about Human Genome Project, like uh, which are the countries involved and the laboratories involved, and what are the exact findings and publication, the results of Human Genome Project. Again, there is a lot of information is available on the internet, so you can visit those websites to get more information regarding these two aspects, the gene therapy and Human Genome Project. So that's all for this particular session. Thank you.